Welcome to the EmpowerHer Wellness Podcast. I'm Morgan, and I'm thrilled to be your host and wellness coach as we navigate the path to a healthier, more confident you. As the owner of Get Fit With Me, I bring years of experience in personal training, nutrition, and coaching to each episode. Join me as we explore practical tips and strategies for fitness, nutrition, mindset, and more, all tailored for busy women just like you. Let's empower your wellness journey and achieve lasting transformation together. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the EmpowerHer Wellness Podcast. I'm your host and coach, Morgan Nekovich, and happy Halloween. If you have any amazing Halloween photos, I would love for you to do two things. First thing, if you're not already in our Facebook community, go to the show notes right now or right after this episode is done. When you have a chance, jump into our For Busy Moms Fitness, Nutrition, Mindset, and Accountability free Facebook community. It's okay if you're not a busy mom. If you are just a busy woman, jump in. I have a ton of resources in there, and I still want you to do this. So, number one, jump into that group. Number two, if you have awesome Halloween costumes or you have a photo of you eating your favorite Halloween candy, please share a picture in there. I want to see the best Halloween costumes, whether it's of you or your kids, and I want to see what everybody's favorite Halloween candy is. Mine is Milk Duds. I don't buy those for myself, but I love the little boxes that you get on Halloween. And we're going to be talking today about Halloween and things to remember tonight, because for a lot of people, myself included, I feel that Halloween is that first kickoff holiday into parties, events, sugar, sweet, all of that holiday rush that, like, as soon as Halloween is over, we are going for it. We are then on to Thanksgiving and then Christmas parties and then Christmas, then New Year's, all of that. So today we're going to talk about some things to remember today so that you can have a fun and you can have an enjoyable Halloween. Because in reality, Halloween's going to be fun. It's meant to be a fun holiday. People get to dress up. Maybe you're dressing your kids up. Maybe you've got people knocking on your door. Or maybe it just brings back some awesome memories from your childhood. Who knows? We're all different. But I want you to remember some things today. So, first thing that I want you to remember, and this goes for really all of the holidays coming up, is just because you know you're going to be consuming something that's maybe you consider bad in quotations, or not good for you in quotations, or you shouldn't have in quotations. And I'm saying all of this because I don't want you to believe those things, for one. On this podcast, and when you work with me, there's no good, bad. There's no, I shouldn't have that. I can't have that. There's none of that. But what I want you to remember is if you know you're having candy later today and you're listening to this podcast, or you plan to have candy this weekend, or you have a holiday party, whatever that is, do not skip your meals. Do not save yourself for that Halloween candy. So what that means is maybe you're listening this morning and you're like, that's a really good reminder. I need to go eat breakfast. That means I want you to keep on your routine. Eat breakfast as normal. Eat your lunch as normal. Eat your dinner as normal. You don't need to change your eating routine. You don't need to save your calories for later. Because if you do that, you will overindulge, you will binge, and then you will overconsume, and you will feel terrible. I've been there. I've done that. I've done all the things. So biggest thing to remember, not just for today, but for everything fun coming up, and honestly, like anything in the future, do not skip meals when you have something coming up later on. That doesn't mean that if you know you have a steak dinner later tonight, maybe you're going to have a smaller lunch, but you're still going to have a balanced lunch. Same thing goes. I want you to make sure that you are eating a balanced breakfast, lunch, dinner, that you're keeping your day normal. You are drinking your water. You're moving your body intentionally throughout the day. So now I'm going to go on the other side here. Because we are keeping our food normal, I want you to keep your exercise normal as well. Just because you know you're having candy later or you've got that holiday party does not mean you need to go and do a high intensity workout that you never do, or add an extra 6 miles on to burn those calories, because you do not have to earn that. You don't have to earn the candy. You're an adult. You get to have the candy. And we're going to talk about why I let people and why I tell people they can have candy. They can have ice cream. They can have cake. They can have their wine. They can have the things they love. I'm going to talk about it here in a little bit. But the first thing that I said is stop skipping your meals. I don't want you to skip them because when you skip them, it you just leads to binging. The next thing, we don't want to earn. We're not earning anything. And when you talk as if you are earning, oh, I got to go walk so I can have pizza later. When you say that around kids, that's how they start to believe it as well. So be careful of your language. The other thing I want you to be careful about is whether you're around a niece or a nephew or you're around your kids, is if a kid does ask you today, because you may get asked, oh, do you want to have a piece of candy with me? And your natural response may be, "Oh, no, I'm trying to be healthy." You are telling them that it's not healthy to have candy, or that I'm trying to be better, so I can't have candy. That right there, said over and over again, is gonna start teaching them things. And we wanna make sure that we're setting a positive food image, that we're keeping a relationship with food for them good and positive and exciting. So when I want you to be talking about food, if you are offered and say, "Oh, thank you so much. I am actually feeling very full and satisfied right now, but can I have a piece for later?" is a really great way to go about that. Or, "Oh, yeah, can I just really have a little bite of that? I want just a little taste." Things like that. Take the word healthy out of it. "Oh, I'm trying to be good." Take all of that out of it. Create a good relationship, one for them and two for yourself. Because when you say it out loud for them, they're learning, but you're also keeping this way of being and this way of thinking about food the exact same. So, as we talk about how food, I don't want you to think about food as being bad. Candy's not bad. Do I tell you to have it at every single meal? Absolutely not. Do not have candy at every single meal. But what I want you to do is start to notice when you have candy and when you have the candy tonight. Notice and understand that it is okay to consume foods and drinks that may not physically fuel us, may not physically give us the energy our body is needing, but it fuels our emotions and it fuels our soul in a way that other food just can't. Like I said earlier, Halloween for some of us may be about some really awesome memories. And when you have those milk duds, you may close those eyes and you may be thinking, oh, these are just so good. I remember X, Y, and Z. Like it may just bring back memories. So it's really important that when you do have the candy or the cake or whatever that sweet thing is, we're going to keep it to candy here today because it is Halloween, that I want you to make sure that you are indulging and understanding that it's not just a treat, it's not something you get to have because you did something else, but it's something that you can have and that it brings up memories, that it tastes good, that you actually sit there and you enjoy it. So I want you to, if you have candy tonight, don't just reach into the bag and start mindlessly eating. That goes for anything. If we mindlessly eat anything, there's no enjoyment in it, there's no experience. What I want you to do is I want you to take that piece of candy and I want you to be with other people who are experiencing it or be sitting by yourself, open it up, take that first bite, taste that caramel, that chewiness, oh, that savory chocolate. Taste those. What does it do for your heart? What does it do for your head? How does it make you feel? And when you actually sit down and you do that with that piece of candy, you will notice that snack size, fun size piece of candy satisfies you. It makes you feel good. You feel good and satisfied after. You're like, wow, that's exactly what I needed. Whereas when we don't do that, is where we go back for the next one and the next one and the next one. And then we're mad at ourselves because, oh, I just ate the whole bag of candy. Wasn't supposed to do that. That was terrible. Now I can't eat for the next 2 days. No, no, no. But that is the cycle we tend to run in our mind. So, what I want you to do is when you go to have that piece of candy tonight or later today or this weekend, whenever that is, enjoy it, savor it. It's meant to be an experience. And the more you can tune into that, the easier it's going to be to stop criticizing yourself when you have it, to stop calling it bad or you can't have it. Because it's just like when your parents told you no, or you can't have something, or you can't do something when you're growing up. When somebody tells you you can't, you're probably going to go do it. So, same thing goes. You can have candy, you can enjoy it. I want you to. And when you do that, and sometimes it's just being given the permission, is when all of a sudden you feel like, wow, that one was really satisfying. So, I'm giving you permission. So, when we talk about relationship with food, some of us maybe have not had a very good relationship with food in the past. And some of us may be like, I think I've got a pretty good relationship. Today, I want you to kind of think about, how do you view food? Do you view it as good and bad? Do you view it as fueling or not fueling? Because if you view it as good and bad, I challenge you to look at why you view it as good and bad. Because in reality, food is fueling. Your body gets energy from food. Sometimes your body's given lots of energy, and energy that lasts a long time, and sometimes it's given a lot of energy and it doesn't last a long time, and it's all variable. So with that, I want you to start looking at, how do you view food? How do you view meals and cocktails? How do you view all this? Is it in a positive way? Is it in a negative way? Or is it somewhere in the middle where you maybe do a little bit of positive, maybe a little bit of negative? Depends on maybe who you're around, what type of food you're talking about, the time of the year. There's a lot of variables. But I want you to start looking at, how do you view food in your relationship with it? Do you think that something is off limits? If so, acknowledge that. That's all. Acknowledge it. The more you start to acknowledge it, and the more you start giving yourself permission to enjoy the things. And when I say enjoy the things, it's not eat the entire candy bag now so that you're no longer tempted and tell yourself you'll just start over on Monday. No, it's have that one piece, sit down, savor it. Same thing goes. A lot of you I know are afraid of carbs. I know we're talking candy today, but carbs is another one that I think ties into this really well. Is have some pasta. It's okay. Give yourself permission to have that pasta and butter and Parmesan cheese, that girl dinner, as we would say. Like, it's okay to have that. Give yourself permission. Because one of the things that happens is when we have a bad relationship with food and it's built around stress and being scared of food, stress levels are high. We hang on to weight. We feel like we can't do anything. And then we don't move forward in our progress and we feel limited. I don't want you to feel limited. I want you to feel free. I want you to feel in control. I want you to feel confident that you know how to enjoy something you want to enjoy and not feel like you have to have all these guardrails up. And for some of us, that permission right there is enough, where you're like, Morgan, you gave me permission. I feel confident. I feel good. For others, you may need a little bit of accountability. So in the show notes, you can either do one of two things. You can either send me a message on any of the platforms, whether it's email, Facebook, Instagram, whichever one's easiest for you, or you can do a post in the community and say, I'm giving myself permission to have this piece of candy. And then I will post and say, I'm giving myself permission to have this piece of candy. And right there, being together is going to make you feel more confident, and I will hold you accountable. I will help you along the way. We're kind of wrap up because it's Halloween and I want you to go out and have fun. If you take one thing away from today, I want you to remember that Halloween is a fun holiday and you can have the candy if or when you have that candy, whether it's tonight, tomorrow, down the road, whenever it is. Maybe it's not candy. Maybe it's something else that's just really great that you tend to only have on Halloween. I don't know what it is. Caramel apples, whatever that is. Sit down. Enjoy it. Notice, how does it make you feel emotionally? Does it make you feel warm? Does it make you feel happy? What are the emotions that come behind it? Because it's okay to eat something if it does not have high protein, low carbs, high fiber, all of that. It's okay not to have that. It's okay to eat something that feels good for our mind, for our soul, for our emotion. Maybe we just need some comfort. It's okay to have those. So with that, once again, please check out our community. Drop your favorite Halloween photos. I want to see all the costumes. Also, I would love to see what your favorite Halloween candy is. Like I said, mine is Milk Duds. I'll be posting some pictures here today or this weekend so you can kind of see some of my favorites. And if you want some permission and you want some help navigating this because you're noticing that after listening to this episode, your relationship with food isn't super great, that you are afraid of these holidays, you're afraid of the next 2 months and what's to come, contact me. Let's talk. I don't want you to be afraid of food. Let's have fun. Let's make this holiday season the best holiday season yet. Happy Halloween. Stay safe out there. Thank you for listening to the EmpowerHer Wellness Podcast. I hope you feel more empowered and ready to tackle your wellness goals. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover, feel free to send me a message. Make sure to subscribe and leave a review to help us reach more women just like you. Until next time, take control of your wellness and keep empowering yourself every day.